Alright, what's up everybody? Back with another edition of Everyday Hoops. Hope you guys are having a good one. Today we're going to be talking about yesterday's Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Celtics and the Heat. Very interesting game. Not the most fun game because it's kind of like a blowout, but still very interesting, you know? Thank you guys for the views on the videos and the shorts recently. I really appreciate it. If you do like the content, consider subscribing, like, turn notifications, so stuff like that. I really appreciate it. Really upset a lot. Looking at the statistics, about a little bit less than 1% people that actually watch the videos are subscribed. So, hit the subscribe. I really appreciate it a lot. And let's not waste any more of your time. Let's get right into it. So yesterday, we're back in Boston for Game 5. The Heat up 3-1 with the potential to win it in Boston, while the Celtics looking to survive one more day. And a big thing for the Heat, no Gabe Vincent in this game. He hurt his ankle late last game, Game 4, and so he did not play in this game. Kyle Lowry got the start today, and the Celtics came out firing right from the get-go. From the jump, the Celtics came out firing, hitting threes, attacking the rim, playing really good defense. Jaylen Brown started a couple threes, which is very big. Jaylen Brown's been horrible from three so far in this series. Marcus Smart hit a couple three-pointers. Jason Tatum was getting to the rim, attacking, kicking it out. Derek White has been amazing in the series shooting the ball, and he just didn't look ready. It kind of looked like Jimmy Butler and Bam weren't really doing much during this quarter. Kyle Lowry was turning the ball over, didn't look great. Miami's bench had to really come in. Duncan Robinson and Caleb Martin had to come in and kind of right the ship. The Celtics led 35-20 at the end of the first quarter. They were shooting the lights out in the first quarter. The other second quarter, the three-point shooting keeps going, but the Heat have little comebacks here and there. Duncan Robinson was their leading scorer in this game. He had a couple of shots that were big, getting to the rim and hitting layups as well. Caleb Martin was ISOing basically the whole game. I don't know what got into Caleb Martin, but he thought he was like the guy. He was attacking the rim, and he's actually scoring a lot of them too. Jimmy was trying to kind of take over, but every time that he would have a comeback and get it down to like 11 or 10, the Celtics would score 5, 6 in a row. It was whether it was Marcus Smart, with Jaylen Brown, Robert Williams even got it done, Derek White hitting a three, and the Celtics led by 17 at halftime. And then we go to the third quarter, and it's just the same story, really. The Heat trying to make a comeback. Jimmy Butler was trying. The role players were trying. Bam had a pretty bad game, I think, for him. Kyle Lowry, Max Shoot, the starters really weren't doing much for Miami, which is really big. And then the Celtics starters are doing everything for the Celtics. So that's how it really was. Celtics outscored Miami 29-20 in the third, up by 18 in the third, and then the fourth quarter, we know how the rest of it goes. The Celtics end up winning 110-97 and forced a Game 6 back in Miami. Both teams actually shot 51% of the field. Both shot the same amount. But the Celtics hit 16 threes. The Heat only hit 9 threes, and the Celtics were 14 for 19 for the free throw line. The Heat were 8 for 10. But the Celtics also forced 16 Miami turnovers. Their defense from the jump was really locked in, which is a big thing that we haven't really seen from the Celtics throughout this entire playoffs. Their defense has been kind of wavering. Even back in the first round against the Hawks, they gave up a lot of points. Against Philly, they had some great stretches, and then early in the series, they didn't have great stretches. But the last two games, they really locked in, especially late in the game when the game was unbalanced. But that was one Game 4. Game 5, it was really the entire game. They really started locking in because this team has so many great defenders. Tatum's a solid defender. Brown is a really good defender. Al Horford's a great interior defender. Derek White, Marcus Smart was a defensive player of the year last year. Robert Williams, they have so many good defenders. But this team never really locked in fully defensively, had their full potential out. But today it was. They were forcing a lot of turnovers, getting passing lanes. They also made an adjustment because the first 3 games of this series, or 4 games, Bam Adebayo was just going one-on-one. They're giving it to Bam, and either Robert Williams was guarding him, or Al Horford was guarding him, and Bam was just going one-on-one, attacking. In this game, every time Bam got in the paint, they would send like 3 people at him and force Bam to have to make either take a quick shot, make a quick pass, or turn the ball over, which most likely not, it was a turnover. They were just sending everybody at Bam because they realized Bam's kind of the centerpiece a little bit of the offense. They try to give to him not only just to score, get floaters, but also create for others because he's a really solid playmaker for a big man as well. So they started to kind of double, triple team Bam and kind of force turnovers that way, which it worked in this game. The Celtics also assisted the Heat by 3. They had 13 steals in this game. They rebounded Miami by 1 and had 2 more offensive rebounds. Just a really good complete team effort. Derek White, 24 points, he hit 6 3-pointers. He's been honestly like their most consistent shooter all series. Every game so far in the series, he's hit at least 3 3-pointers. And last night he hit six. He was huge. Marcus Smart had 23 points, he hit 4 threes, 5 steals. This is his first big output scoring game. Throughout a lot of the series, he's been more facilitating and making other plays. Today he was scoring, hitting threes. Defensively, he was all over the place as well. And then both the Jays had 21 points. Tatum had 21, 8, and 11 on 50% shooting, which is big. He was making some great passes. He had one in the first corner. He was driving, and he turned around and threw it out to the corner to Marcus Smart for a three-pointer. The last 2 games, or 3 games even, he's been really playmaking. Or no, 2 games, he's been really playmaking. Not just trying to go out there and score 40. He's been trying to get everybody else involved. Jaylen Brown has been too. Even though the assist numbers aren't big for Jaylen Brown hasn't really been taking a whole lot of shots that we normally we see him take. He's been more passing the ball and trying to make plays for others. Even though he did take the most shots on the team today, he shot 9 for 18, and he hit 3 threes, which is very huge because again, he's been really struggling from three in this series. So it's a big game to have. Al Horford at 6, 11, and 5, doing all the little things, and the Celtics survive another day. They really locked in defensively. When they're hitting their threes, obviously they're a very tough team to stop. They live or die by the three-pointer. And last 2 games have been working for them. We'll see what happens in Game 6, if it just keeps working for them or not. But they could keep winning just if they lock in defensively. If they lock in defensively and keep forcing these turnovers and forcing Miami to play sloppy basketball and get those easy transition points, I mean, they can definitely win next game, even if their three-point shot isn't falling. And they definitely need to keep the play. Jason Tatum needs to keep playing like this, and Jaylen Brown needs to keep playing like this. They can't have off games. They have to come out and do what they're doing, scoring efficiently, but also playmaking for others. Again, the other guys like Derek White, Marcus Smart involved, which is very big. And yeah, Boston is just 2 wins away from making history, potentially. Down 3-0, they win Game 4, win Game 5. Going back to Miami for Game 6 is going to be a very tough game, especially back on the road again. But, the way Boston's been playing the last 2 games, we never know. They've been playing very, very well. Got to give a lot of credit to them with their backs against the wall. They've answered the message. And then for Miami, just a very sloppy game. I feel like for Miami, very sloppy. They didn't really come out with the Miami Heat aggressiveness, grit and grind that you would want to see from Miami that we have been seeing this entire playoffs. It was just not a great game from them. Their starters were very bad. Duncan Robinson was the leading scorer. He had 18 points and 9 assists off the bench. He was very good in this game. He was being aggressive. Bam had 16 and 8. He had 6 turnovers. He had 6 turnovers and 3 assists. That's not great, especially from your center. Shot 8 for 15. He didn't get to the free throw line. He was trying to be aggressive, but again, the adjustment that the Celtics made was big. Haywood Highsmith came in. He played because Gabe Vincent didn't play. He had 15 points. He had 3 threes off the bench. Caleb Martin had 14. Jimmy had 14, 5 and 5. He shot just 5 for 10 from the free throw line, or from the field. But then everyone else, Kyle Lowry had 5 points and 4 turnovers. Max Strus hit 1 3-pointer. In this game, it had an assist. That's it. Kevin Love only played 14 minutes. He had 6 points and 6 rebounds. They tried to put him in late in this game, try to get some offense going, but it didn't work out for them. And yeah, Miami last 2 games has just been playing kind of sloppy. Even last Game 4, they were turning the ball over a lot. But today it was turning the ball over and then not really getting any production from their starting lineup. And from their 2 stars, Jimmy and Bam, had pretty not so good games either. And that's a recipe for disaster there. Good thing is, though, they're still up in the series. They still only need 1 more win. And they're going back home now for Game 6. And I think Eric Spoelstra, we know Eric Spoelstra, he's probably the best coach in the league right now. He is going to make an adjustment to this Bam thing. He's going to try to find a way to make an adjustment, but at the end of the day, it's also about the players. They need Jimmy Butler to come out and be great. They need guys like Max Strus and Duncan Robinson and Caleb Martin to continue playing how they were. We don't know the status on Gabe Vincent for Game 6. Hopefully he can be back because that's another big factor. He was the big factor of why they won Game 3, and he's been pretty good in this playoff series. So hopefully he can come back and maybe provide a spark for them. But yeah, Miami's just got to clean it up, honestly. Miami's just got to clean up their game, stop turning the ball over, and yeah, that's really what it is. Stop turning the ball over and play just better basketball all around in general, both offense and defense. They've been kind of sloppy. They need to be better. But yeah, very interested to see what happens with Game 6. And yeah, if Boston wins that game, man, I don't know, man. this history. We could be seeing history, potentially. Who knows? Yeah, that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed this again. If you enjoyed the content around here, consider subscribing, like, turn on notifications, do all the stuff like that. I'd really appreciate it. It really helps out a lot. And yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.